We are ready, guys.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How you guys doing today?
Hey, it's a great day. It's a beautiful day out there.
It is definitely a great day.
So we got Richard Campos today in here with our podcast, and we know that you're a veteran. You're a Marine veteran. You served. How many years did you serve?
I started in 1969.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Really?
1969, Marine Corps, and 271, and got out honorable discharge.
Yeah.
And then joined the Army National Guard in 1981, and I finished with them in 2004.
Wow.
Yeah.
So 2003. I was reading here that you went to Iraq in 2003.
Yeah, my unit got called up, and we were for the invasion in 2003. Yeah.
And so you were in the 60s. Did you go to Vietnam at all, or?
You know what? No, it's kind of even to this day I think about that. Why? Because I joined like and I shouldn't have, but I did join.
Yeah.
And no, they never did send me, but they sent me to school.
Yeah.
And so I was appreciative of that. And looking back and knowing the history of the war now, I'm glad they didn't send me.
Right, yeah, that was a pretty violent one. My father was in Vietnam. He was a gunner on the helicopter. He was in the Tet Offensive.
68 then, right?
Yeah.
That's Tet Offensive.
Yeah, we all seen that movie.
Yeah.
Well, so let's get into it. I mean, we're here to share your story right now. You are going back and forth. You've done over 35 trips to Iraq.
That's right. That's right.
And then something touched you. And you can share that story. Something touched you to go to Ukraine, and how did that happen?
Well, it's all connected because of my travels to Iraq of helping the refugees there. I started that. My first mission was in 2009 when I went my first mission back to Iraq as a humanitarian. So when I say mission, I don't mean military mission.
Right.
Humanitarian mission. Okay. So from that point on, it just continued. I've just felt that I need to continue doing more and more and more and more and more. And I'm just blessed to have that ability to do that.
Oh, wow. That's insane.
Yeah.
What do you think, Megan?
Thank you both for your service. James here is also a veteran.
I know. I heard. Thank you for your service, James. Thank you, brother.
You got it.
Yeah. But you know what? My last trip to Iraq was just this year. It was in March. I generally go twice a year, March and August.
Yeah.
March is there. I'm there for International Women's Day, which is March the 8th.
Yeah.
And then August is the remembrance date when ISIS did their horrible deed to the Yazidi people, committed a genocide against them. So it's celebrated, and I shouldn't say word celebrated, but a remembrance, which was August the 3rd. So I'm back there on that date as well, doing some type of event at one of the camps that
in Iraq.
In Iraq, Kurdistan, Iraq,
And do you always take somebody with you, or?
Generally, I've been blessed to have this great man right there, Stan Rapada.
Yeah.
He's always tried to come with me. He's made several trips with me, and I always appreciate his company and his insight when we're there. Yeah.
So what made you, being a 209 native and being from Stockton, like, how did this happen? Like, how did you want to, what drove you inside?
I'm asked that a lot, and it's a difficult question to answer.
Right.
Because,
and I'm a veteran, so I might be able to understand a little bit more than other people, but
I'll try my best. But sometimes I don't even understand it. Sometimes, But I believe it's because of the war, and I saw so much atrocities and hurt and that kind of stuff when you see that type of thing happening to the common people. And I always believe that we should try to help the common people, but they get caught up in the politics and what the politicians say to do and this stuff and that, and they're the ones that suffer the most, and they're still suffering in Kurdistan, Iraq, and my friend Stanley could attest to that.
Yeah.
These camps they've been living in now is 7.5 years, coming on 8 years.
Yeah, 8.
And these are just tents. They're basically tents that have been deteriorating over the years, but they just continue covering them with any kind of fabric they could find.
Yeah.
The life cycle of those things are, 4 or 5 years?
Yeah.
Stan, can you get a little closer, bring that mic to you a little bit more so we can, we don't want to miss you on here on the podcast. So what was that you said?
I said the structures that they have for the Yazidis, their lifetime is only 4 or 5 years. So they literally are falling apart.
Yeah. I thought we all had our phones on silent there, huh?
Well, yeah, I'm making sure mine is right now.
Editing.
Yeah.
They are now.
Okay. But yeah, that's pretty amazing, man. It's something. I know a few people that have the kind of heart that you guys have, but just to continue to be able to do that over and over is crazy. So you're going to go back in May, I'm hearing.
Yeah, and you can see here I got some medical kits, and these are all what they would refer, and us military guys would know as combat medical kits.
Yeah.
And I have 4 different brands here, 4 different types. When I was there in April, I was fortunate enough to meet with some Ukrainian soldiers.
Yeah.
And I thank them for what they're doing, and it's unbelievable how they've been holding off on this powerful Russian army. And when right before I was going to leave, I asked them, I go, is there anything you guys need I possibly could do for you guys? And they said, yes, you know what? Our soldiers, when they get injured out in the field, some of them are bleeding out, and before we can get them to the rear. So they said, if you can do anything, help us with acquiring tourniquets to stop the bleeding.
Yeah.
And I told them I would do my best when I get back, and I promised them once I do get some kits, I will come back in person and deliver these to you in person. So they really felt really great about that,
Yeah.
So this is the kits I have right now in front of me.
So what's the difference between each kit?
Well, no, each kit are supposedly and I have no reason to doubt them, but they're all for frontline soldiers.
Yeah.
And they all have tourniquets in it. But some of the kits it's a tourniquet, but really it's just a wide rubber band. Mm-hmm. It's rubber, and that's not really what they need. They need the CAT tourniquet,
right,
which is the most ideal tourniquet, for a soldier to have out in the field. There's only, I believe, 2 of these that actually have a CAT tourniquet, and this is one of them. And it says it's a bleeding control kit.
Right.
Bleeding control kit.
It's that clotting.
Yeah, and it has a clotting
It's a
material.
What? Oh, for clotting.
Yeah,
Got
it's for clotting.
Yeah.
But it also has the CAT tourniquet is in here as well.
And the difference is it has a aluminum device that they're able to use to tighten that tourniquet.
Yeah. And it also has and everyone talks about this because I never heard of it, the Israeli bandage. Mm-hmm. Israeli bandage.
Right, and that's got that clotting.
It has that, but it also has the ability for one soldier to apply it on himself, and he can lock it. There's some
oh really
ankles. There's a metal angle on there where when you wrap it around, and you just tie it around these clips, and it's secured. So that's what this one has, the red one here.
So that seems like that's the better one to be able to get your hands on.
I'm leaning to this one, but I want to show my other friends I see tonight that are familiar with combat medical kits.
Did you say that was 80?
This one here, it was $80-something. Yeah. But when I talked to them on the phone to customer service, I told them, hey, do you guys have like a bulk price? I can get these at? He goes, well, if you buy over 10, we'll drop the price from $87, I think that's what they were, to $75.
There you go.
Yeah.
So $75 for this one, and this is the one I'm kind of leaning into to get. And they only take 2 days shipping.
Yeah.
So Stan and I are leaving on the May 15th, which is Sunday. So I have a few days to acquire. If I go with this one here, I'll get these in a couple of days and start packing them up.
How many are you planning to take?
I'm hoping to take as many as I possibly can. If it's 70, 75, we're gonna take them.
I've got my team at University of Pacific right now. They're collecting money from all of the different departments for me. So I told them I had to have it by Tuesday. So I'm waiting to see what we come up with additional funds. Yes.
You know what? I'm so appreciative of what Stan has done for me, and so many others, American Legion and VFW, Veterans of Foreign War.
Yeah.
They're all stepping up. They're all stepping up and trying to help me. And I've been so fortunate to collect. I got a pretty good sum of money, in the past 10 days. Mm-hmm. And I was someone asked me to speak at a church yesterday in Tracy, and I did.
Yeah.
And the pastor gave me a good sum of money there.
Oh, that's good.
And they invited me back for Sunday services.
Yeah.
And they're going to write me another check. So
yeah. Do you have a GoFundMe page for people?
No, I don't. I don't have a GoFundMe page. I'm of that generation who don't know how to do that.
That's what we're here for. We're here to help and get it on the radio and spread the word and see what we can do.
I have a group that when I get back, we're going to start working on doing that as well as a webpage.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
So
Good.
There's a lot of good sites, and there's a lot of guys out there that know how to do that stuff.
Definitely.
Our department, especially, we're being taught how to do that.
We're learning just recently is web pages. Yeah.
And I can't thank you guys enough for allowing me to have a platform so I could speak about this. It's so nice of you guys. Bless you guys.
But is there other what other
happy.
ways can people donate? Like how can they get in contact with Richard Campos? And
well, if they can't contact me, they sure can contact Stan. Stan's probably well known more here in this county, or this area.
What's
for
that
sure.
information? You can shout it out on here, so that way, we can put that on the radio and let people know.
Okay.
I'm the director of the University of Pacific Military and Veteran Student Center.
Oh, cool.
On 3 campuses. But for those here in Stockton, they can come to 265 West Knowles Way. It's right across from the campus. It's a regular house. My office is 2,800 square feet.
Yeah.
And they can drop their checks and cash off there. But we will need it by this coming Tuesday.
Okay. Yeah, we're going to get this on the radio today, so get that out there. Man, 2,800 square feet, though. We can do a lot of stuff in there, huh?
And I do.
Yeah, I bet. What else we want to share, Richard? I know that you were I was interested, because before you met with the soldiers on the front line, and they told you about the bleeding out and all these things. I was interested in how, you have 3 days, I think you said, in the church, and what they turned into a bomb shelter. I'm kind of interested in hearing, a little more of that story.
Well, I got this the story I want to share with you guys. My first night sleeping in the church, because I was sleeping with the refugees there in the church, and it was difficult for me to fall asleep, but just because of the travel and stuff like that, it's just difficult to fall asleep. And as I'm laying there's probably about 40 refugees with their families, women, children, and stuff. But I'm sleeping there, and in the middle of the night, I can hear children are crying,
Sure.
And I can hear the mothers doing their best to comfort them. And it immediately came to my thought that this is just not right. A few weeks prior, they were staying in the comfort of their own home, in their own bed, safety of their own rooms, and now look at this. Look at this. This is just not right. How can human beings do this to one another? I don't understand that,
I don't.
I just hope and pray that this war ends like yesterday, because it's just so much hurting right now over there with the women and children, elderly, and everybody. Yeah.
Other people's politics, and they have to deal with it.
So true.
Yeah, that's a shame.
True. Yeah, it's a shame.
I know my father, like I said, was in Vietnam, and these guys, they know what that feels like, and what it feels like. You've been there, and it's such a different time too. Those guys came home and they didn't get no respect and stuff like that, and now we're all paying for it, and then having to tell them thank you, and it hurts people, and it hurts them too, because I know my father, it hurts him. He said, man, it hurts me. I wish I could have got that 25, 30, 40 years ago. And now these guys, they need people like you. They need that. Like that helps them sleep at night and feel like there's a small blanket over their heart. You're providing that.
Thank you, man.
Yeah.
It's a shame how we did treat our Vietnam veterans. This country did, and it's a shame. And I give a shout out to all my Vietnam brothers and sisters. I'm always kind of trying to say to them, welcome home.
Yeah, yeah, always.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that you guys are doing for these guys, where you're making them feel comfortable. And
the veteran is most veterans, and I know quite a few. I know Stan does too. They have some big hearts. You know, they'll do what they can to help others.
Yeah.
And I'm just so proud to be part of that group. And
yeah, I know how you feel. I'm a veteran. And I do all I can. You got something, Megan?
Yeah, you mentioned in the paper that you were returning from Iraq when the war began in Ukraine.
Yeah, I was in Iraq in March of this year, and the war had already started in Ukraine. I think it started the 24th of February. So, of course, over there in Iraq, I was watching the news and saw what's going on, and I just had this strong feeling I wanted to go there. I wanted to be there. So when I got back home, I contacted a good friend of mine. She lives in Italy. And I've shown my documentary over there in Italy a couple of times anyway.
Yeah.
And she's always been so supportive. So I contacted her, and I go, her name is Ola. And I go, Ola, is there any way, do you have any people right now working this war? And she says, Richard, I do. you want me to reach? She knew what I was asking. You want me to reach out to them? Could you please? And she said, I will. And a couple of days later, they contacted me, this group, and says, we know who you are. Yeah. We know you from the movie and stuff like that. We know you work in Iraq. You're welcome. Come.
Yeah.
And Richard has a reputation internationally.
Yeah, tell us about that documentary.
The documentary is called The Longest Road, and I was approached a few years back by some San Francisco businessmen. They wanted to help me, and one of the ideas they had was you should do a documentary. I had no clue, and really I was not for that because that's not my world. I didn't know how to do it. I don't know anybody that knows how to do that. So, but they said, no, what better way to tell their story? That's what you're trying to do.
Right.
Go, yeah. She goes, put in a documentary.
Yeah.
And so I contacted a friend that knew a friend that knew a friend. And eventually I got a team together, including with Stan. Stan was a photographer. He made several trips there for the movie. And he's in the movie, The Longest Road.
Yeah.
Which is on YouTube. And if you guys wish to look at it, it's about 80 minutes long.
Oh, yeah, no. I'm gonna watch it.
Well done. These guys did a superb job putting it together. And then we found a beautiful singer from, she was born in Baghdad. Her name is Linda George. Very internationally well-known lady.
She's very popular, like Michael Jackson.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, wow, over there, huh? That's their Michael.
Yeah, and she came forward and said, I'll sing and for the movie, during the movie, and she did. What a beautiful voice, and just a beautiful lady, and so appreciative. So many people had their hands in this, and they did just a great job. I'm so proud of them.
Richard got a group together from all over the country.
Yeah.
The director is from an old family that was in the Hollywood legacies, and his name was Matthew Charles Hall. Then we had another photographer, videographer. He belonged to a rock group called Petra. It's a Christian group.
Oh, wow.
And let's see, there was, Jennifer.
You can't forget Jennifer.
She was actually in Washington, D.C., and she belonged to a nonprofit there.
Yeah.
So we all came from all over the country, and it was a pretty eclectic group, but when we all got together, it was more like we'd known each other for years.
Yeah.
We all had the same common interest and desire.
Yeah.
But if it hadn't been for Richard, I don't believe it would have ever happened.
Yeah.
I think we made 3 trips together, filming, the filming part. 4. Yeah, it was pretty intense. We went all over the country, and they did some good stuff. They shot some great stuff.
I can imagine tears already coming down my face watching, watching it, man.
You will need definitely some tissue.
Yeah.
Even for me, it's even difficult for me to watch it.
For sure.
At the premiere, you could hear it all over the room. There were like 1,000 people there.
Yes.
Or so.
Yes.
When they showed it, so.
You're showing people that unfortunately are suffering, and what should we do? How do we help this? The major question for me is, how do we prevent this in the future? How do we prevent this stuff like in Iraq and in Ukraine? Don't we have some big brains out there that knows what to do?
Yeah.
Is there anybody out there that has some common sense and say,
somebody does.
Somebody does, right?
I think there's big businesses behind a lot of this stuff, but that's my opinion.
It's
a
you're
whole
right.
different
Yeah,
conversation.
there's
a lot
always
of people getting a lot of money.
They call that war profiteering. And they know that Vietnam is the same thing. Yeah. Unfortunately, that's part of it, isn't it?
Yeah, with broken souls.
Broken souls. Yeah.
Yeah, that hurts.
Yeah. Will you be documenting your trip to Ukraine?
I will.
Stand a man.
So are you doing it with film and camera, or just cameras, or video?
You have to be extremely vigilant and cautious when you go and do these things. I'll actually be shooting it with an iPhone.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
So you got to kind of keep it down a little bit so they don't see what's going on a lot of times, or?
Well, it's best not to become a target.
Yeah, no, I get you. Oh, I don't know how that part feels over there. I've never been over there, I was on a submarine, so I wasn't going all over the place doing all that.
You're a bubblehead, huh?
Yeah, you can call me what you want, but I was...
I was in for 32 years.
Oh, wow. And what did you do?
All kinds of stuff. I worked with NASA and the F-18s.
Oh, wow.
Was a personal secretary to a couple of admirals and generals.
Yeah.
got to do a lot of fun things in the Navy.
Well, bubbleheads are the smartest guys in the Navy, just about. So
but you also don't have tans.
I know, right? Thank God for being a Spaniard. I will say that I went to Hawaii after we did 89 days in underwater, and we pulled, and I think it was about halfway through the patrol, and I'm like, I'm gonna be fine, no worries. I'm primarily Spanish. I'm good. I got nice olive skin. I came back, and I couldn't even walk. I look like a crab. But anyways, back to you guys.
Anyway, thank you for your service.
Oh no, thank you guys. But is there anything else we want to add? I mean, I'm sure we got a little extra. Or?
The only thing I want to add is that I have this tattoo on my arm that I just love, and I had this about 4 or 5, maybe 8 years ago now. I can't even remember.
Yeah.
But the tattoo says, and I'll read it for you. It says, "Every man is guilty of all the good he did not do."
Ooh, that's pretty deep.
It's deep, huh?
Yeah.
But I include myself in that, in that quote as well. And we should all continue to try our best to do more, if not overseas, like Stan and I are doing.
Yeah.
Locally in your community, schools.
There are different ways.
So many different ways. Yeah. And we should all can, and because we all have that ability to.
We do.
We do.
And
so
that's mainly why I hang out with you. Because with your brothers in the service, if it's within your abilities to do what it is that they ask of you, you do. And when he asked me to go, I'm going.
Yeah, they don't realize, a lot of people that don't, because I think, what is it, maybe 7% of the population has the courage to, go serve and protect, and it's a whole different brotherhood, and you're always going to be there for them and for your brothers and sisters too. Whenever they call on you, it's in our heart, it's in our soul. That's what our fabric is.
Yeah, but there's an opportunity that we always say, I wish there was something I could do that would make a difference in this world. Well, this is what Richard and I do.
Yeah, that's awesome.
We've been presented with a blessing, and
Yeah.
In addition,
go ahead, ma'am. No, you go ahead, please.
In addition to funds for those kits, are you guys accepting any other supplies for people to donate?
I got a call yesterday from United Way, and they said they had boxes full of what they call them PPE gowns. Yeah, and they said if I would like to have them, so I'm gonna take a look at them Monday. So I'll take and see what they got, PPE, because I did befriended a great doctor in Ukraine, and she took me to her hospital.
Yeah,
and maybe they could use these, PPE and gowns and hospital items, I would call it,
That just means more luggage.
I know, just more luggage,
More luggage. So all that. So you guys are taking it with you, you're not shipping it. You're going to put it on.
No, taking it with us. I want to see it, and I want to make sure I'm carrying it and I'm delivering it personally.
Yeah.
So I want to have it in my possession at all times.
That was one of the lessons we learned from going to Iraq, is trying to get stuff to customs. We heard about all the issues that we're having. And we find it much easier to actually transport the stuff ourselves, even though it costs a little bit extra for the overweight and baggage and stuff. But it's so worth it. And Richard and our goal here is we want to be able to save at least one life.
Yeah.
We can't save hundreds of them, but we'll take one life as a win.
Yeah. Well said, Stan. Well said.
No.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, I do too.
I agree.
Yeah, of course.
I operate the same way. If I do something that's, if I could just touch one person, because I've been doing music my whole life, and I make a lot of, songs that are inspirational, but I always say if I could just touch one person, and see this, the government's always listening to us, right? This thing's going on. Like, I have everything on silent, and it still says, I can't understand that. Well, yeah, because we're talking about positive stuff. Darn phones.
After this interview, I'd like to talk to you.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so that's what we do, man. That's what we do. I appreciate you guys coming in.
Well, thank you. I appreciate you guys giving us this platform.
Yeah,
this is awesome. To tell their story, to get the. And remember, every guy. Excuse me. I know I've been in the news lately and interviews all over the place. It's not about me.
Yeah.
Right? And I know a lot of people go, "Oh, I seen you." I said, "Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that."
Yeah.
But it's not about me. It's about the story, about what we're trying to do.
Yeah.
And then the only way I could do that is be interviewed.
Yeah, somebody has to go be the face of it to do that stuff.
I'm just a messenger. I know I seen now come back and I'm reporting and going to continue marching on.
Yeah.
But I appreciate everybody's prayers, their good karma, their well wishes. I love all of you guys doing that for me. And pray for Ukraine. Pray for Ukraine.
Yeah, we
pray
are.
that this war just ends. Thank you guys for everything. Thank you.
Yeah.
And keep the prayers going. Keep the good karma going.
We appreciate it. And again, everybody who's going to hears this on 93.5 KWDC, May 15th, you know, they're going to leave. So we have the information, and we'll put another PSA together for everybody so they have the information to get whatever supplies they can, because the people need us. You know, just picture your mother or your father or your child or somebody else in a situation like that. That just kind of got me all kind of teary-eyed. But
what's even more important, they're fighting for the exact same thing that we fought for to get our independence.
Yeah.
They're fighting for their freedom. And I believe the free world should be there for them as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agreed. Yeah.
Thank you again, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
This-
We'll wrap this up.
This is really nice. Thank you all.
Awesome.
Thank you.